Well, hello there, motherfuckers. And I am sick as fuck. And you can tell that by my voice, so I'm not doing my hair. Not really dressed for this video. Not gonna fucking put on a shirt just to make a fucking video. Yeah, I'm just here to talk about Fallout 4. And I want to compare it to Fallout 3, because now things are wrapping up. And spoilers, I'm at the Institute. Not really sure if it's like the standard edition of Fallout 3, and the game just kind of ends at your last save point. And since I can't get out of the Institute because there's no way out of it because you have to transport into it, that might be the end of the game. So anyway, let's talk about some of the big differences between Fallout 4 and Fallout 3, because I'm not sure which one I like better. And I spent, according to the game, I have spent 3 days in it. I'm not sure if that's in-game time or that is the fucking real-world clock. It might be the real-world clock, because the thing is, I have played this game since late November. I have. And I haven't played any other game since then, since I bought the Xbox One around Thanksgiving time. I was playing Sonic Generations, and I just abandoned ship on that fucking game. So I'm gonna have to get back into that once I finish up with this game. Planning on finishing it up today, and even if it's not totally finished, I am probably gonna take a break from it, because that is just so much of this one fucking game. And this game is great. Is it better than Fallout 3? I'm not sure about that. It's definitely one of the greatest games of all time. And I know that might be a little bit early to say, but come on. Spending that much time with a fucking game, there's no way that this game is not good. We'll look at it again maybe in 10 fucking years, or maybe even 5. I'm sure that this game will still be good. Now, what are the big differences between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4? Well, the stats and the perk system is totally fucking changed. And I mentioned this in my previous first impressions video of when I first started playing the game, and I spent a couple of hours with it. Now in Fallout 3, the way I would go was this: you leveled up, you got a couple of points. It was like 10 points, and you got to spend them on whatever you want. I believe it was 10 points about. You could spend it on strength, endurance, perception, intelligence, and I believe luck was still there. I believe luck was still. That's not exclusive to 4. But you would be able to choose. You could put it all towards strength, all towards intelligence. It might fuck you up later on in the game, but hey, it's your call. You got to play it smart. They're giving you all this freedom in the game, something that a lot of gamers want, and something I appreciate in a game. I love having that sense of freedom, and I love that they still give you a goal. This is kind of why I didn't like Minecraft. They give you freedom a little bit too much, but you still need to have some parameters where you still got, stuff to do. That's why Fallout is one of the perfect series for me. Um, so anyway, you would do that, and then the next screen would come up, and it would be perks. And what you would do is you would choose a perk uh, to accompany those stat upgrades that you just did. And these stat upgrades would reflect what kind of perks you could go for. For example, I I think, like, one of them was like being able to carry more stuff. Now, strength already gives you more slots to carry stuff, but there's also perks that you could do to increase that load that you could carry. Now, there's also things like you could also power up your rifles, power up your automatic weapons, power up your pistols. You could do all these things with your perks. Now, the way how Fallout 4 changes this is you have to choose between what you would rather do. There's no more 10 points. Now it's 1 to 10 stars for strength, endurance, and what have you. But you have to choose. You can either increase your endurance, or you can give yourself a perk that coincides with the previous increases that you made to your endurance and stuff like that. So the perks reflect your stats, and I know that might sound a little bit confusing, especially if you played Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, and that's totally understandable. And I'm not really too sure about how much I like this change. It's not a bad change, but I kind of see why they went for that. It makes the perks a little bit less obtainable. and it makes it look like, oh shit, like look at all these perks. There's a poster included with all the perks in there, within the game case. So you're like, oh shit, look at all these perks. I better be careful about which ones that I choose. And there are some perks that fucking suck cock. And I kind of sometimes think to myself, were they put in there just to fuck with you? One perk that I went for was this one called Ghoulish, where it says that it will heal you, that rads will actually heal you. Now, we all know that rads don't heal you, and that's a little bit something different with this game. Your rad level and your health level were totally separate. Now they're together. So if you have too many rads, there's only so much that you can increase your health. See, the rads start coming up from the right, your health from the left, and if they meet, your health can't go anymore. But your rads could bring down your health. They can, because they can push your health back. I can kind of see why that might make sense, and that might have been, definitely that's an interesting change, a frustrating change, but it's an interesting change. Um, but I could see why some people might not like this. And I really haven't gone on the internet and really talked to people and really observed message boards to see what it is. But I don't know. There was just a lot of things that I grew accustomed to in the Fallout series with the past two entries. New Vegas being more of a spin-off game, I suppose. Um, but I have to say, there's definitely you can tell that Bethesda really was kind of unhappy with a couple of things in the previous games, or they just wanted to change it up. The combat is pretty much identical, except that people actually, your opponents, your enemies, they actually move when you're in VATS, and I mentioned this in my previous Fallout video. Now, you can't throw grenades in VATS, which is a bit of a strange choice. Not really sure why they went with that. I mean, it would have been nice to be able to, be a little bit more accurate with your aim when throwing projectiles. So that choice is a little bit interesting. I hate when they do that. It is next gen. Why are they taking out features when they should be, adding them? And I mean, this game did add a lot to the series, but it did take out a lot of stuff, like karma, for example. Now, I kind of forget. I'm pretty sure that your companions, people that you pick up on your journey to help you out, they were able to judge you, saying like they liked and disliked certain decisions that you made. But the thing is, they took out the karma. That's in the game still. Like I'm not sure if it was exclusive or not. I played Fallout 3 in a really odd way where I kind of didn't really know what was going on. I kind of just learned on the job, so to speak. So you know, I mean that's good that your companions judge you and everything. Like I'm with Kate, for example. I'm in a romance with Kate in Fallout 4. And she doesn't like it when I help out the Minutemen on their missions and like because I'm doing things out of the goodness of my heart. She prefers that you help people out only if it pertains to money or you ask people for money in order to do certain things because she has more of that renegade personality. And that is good that the choices that you make, people are going to judge you just like in real life. But, you know, there's just something about the karma that I really like because it really affected you later on in gameplay, the way how people perceived you. If you have a bad reputation, you walk into a town, people are not going to take to you as well as they would if you had good karma. And also, when you steal something, really in Fallout 4, the only consequence of stealing something is if somebody catches you or if they catch you breaking into somebody's house by lockpicking the door. Then I could see that why like that's a consequence. But there's just so much more to it. If you just see, you hear the sound key and bad karma pops up on there. I remember there was a lot of times that I got bad karma when I didn't even think I was necessarily doing anything bad. And I wondered to myself, am I a bad person because of this? Or maybe the developers are just fucking judgmental bastards. What kind of people are they? Um, but I don't know. It was definitely something that I missed in Fallout 4 because it was a big part of Fallout 3. I mean, you're in this open world and you're making so many choices. Sometimes, I get maybe like you'll be able to judge for yourself based on the consequences, but it would be nice if kind of the game did judge me as well. I kind of like that. I mean, this is coming from somebody that's a massive fan of KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, the original Xbox games, and I liked when your actions had consequences that would bring you to the light or to the dark side. And when I saw that in Fallout, that's one cue that definitely resonated with me. I was like, this game is a lot like KOTOR. Not exactly like it, not like really like it that much at all, but there are some similarities. They're both RPGs, and they both had you walk the line between the dark and the light side, even though it wasn't called that in Fallout. So, that's just something I kind of missed about the game. And the other thing, this game is glitched to fuck. Did Fallout 3 have glitches? Oh, you bet your ass. But Fallout 4, I just don't know. The game wasn't exactly rushed, but I have encountered times when I've gotten stuck in this game. And I was just fucking pissed like a motherfucker. I mean, this game is like fucking fucked up at times. I remember that I was shooting at a one of the fucking bloodsuckers, the things with the wings, the insects out in the wild, and the fucking Commonwealth. I'm shooting it, and it wouldn't die. Its health was like at the last fucking increment, and me and Kate are firing away at this fucker, and he wouldn't fucking die. So I just kept fucking pumping lead into him. Eventually, he did. But I was like, the fuck? You know how much ammo I just fucking wasted on this fucker? On one of the more simplistic enemies in the game? And I was like, this is a fucking glitch if I ever saw one. Enemies that won't fucking die? I mean, I also had that problem when I was killing a synth as well. I kept firing at the fucker, and he wouldn't die. In fact, I was hurling fucking fragmentation grenades at them, and they wouldn't fucking and one specific one wouldn't die. All the other ones around him dropped, except for that one, and his health would stay at the last increment. And I was like, this happens very few times, but it does. It does happen. And then there's another uh, time in the game where sometimes you'll use a stim pack on yourself to heal yourself. Then you'll go into VATS and you'll want to shoot your gun. But then he uses a stim pack, except it doesn't increase your health and it doesn't deduct any of your stim packs. But you see him using the stim pack on himself. In VATS, your main character. And I'm like, this has happened more than a couple of times. And I'm like, okay, is anybody aware of this glitch? Because it happens a lot to me. Now, it doesn't happen every single time I play, but it happens every couple of times I play, which leads me to believe that this is a fucking serious ass glitch. And there's also been some times where glitches have fucked with my game, like my progress, which is scary because this is a long game. And I don't want to have any fucking problems not being able to progress any further after spending that much fucking time with it. That is a fucking nightmare. That is the kind of shit that will make me turn the system off and just not play it ever again. I seriously wouldn't. If something happened to my fucking saves and I couldn't get back to where I was, I would just stop. I went far enough. I am not fucking playing this game again. So, I've joined almost every faction there is to join in this game just to experience the game. I kind of skipped over a lot of shit in Fallout 3, which I kind of regret. Um, and I don't want to do, and I didn't want to do that with this game. So one of my quests is taking back the castle with the Minutemen. And so after you're talking to Preston and they're ready to launch their attack on the castle and take it back from the Murlocs, I think I'm saying that right. Maybe I am. They also kind of sound a little bit like those creatures from World of Warcraft, the Murlocs. Well, I think it's spelled and said differently, but it sounds kind of similar. Anyway, and they're both like water-based creatures, which is a bit strange. But anyway, we're we're in the house that's right outside the castle, and I jump up on the table to just like get some weapons, because they're like sprawled out there. So I thought maybe if I jump on top of and collect, uh, I get stuck. Yeah, I do. I get stuck. I can't fucking move a goddamn fucking muscle. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, I can't get out. And luckily, I had a game save from like fucking 10 minutes ago from that point. But that's annoying as shit. I was ducking, I tried to jump, and I couldn't get fucking loose. Then there was another point in this game when I was in the factory. That's when you try to get to Dr. Markowski's chem lab. And, I'm trying to figure out what to do here. I didn't realize that you had to trip the lasers and shit like that in a specific order. So I actually like went inside the fucking factory, and I'm going around there and I'm fighting feral ghouls. One ghoul knocks me off, and somehow, some way, I end up underneath the fucking stairs. And I'm like, how do you end up underneath fucking stairs? He like knocked me through the stairs. So I clip through the fucking stairs. And there I am, and I wind up in a fucking, crouched position. Okay? And I was fucking jumping like crazy, and finally I managed to wiggle my way out. But I'm in this crouched position. And I shouldn't have to jump. There's enough room to walk out. But the game is like basically telling me no, and I have to like fucking fight against the fucking game to be able to get out from underneath a fucking stairwell. I'm trapped under a fucking, whoa, am I fucking Harry Potter? I mean, that's fucking outrageous. Fucking outrageous. Fucking outrageous. There's so many fucking glitches in this game. I swear to fucking God. I mean, I don't know why there are so many and why they're so prevalent all the time. I don't fucking get it. And how many times? This is probably the biggest glitch of them all. Do you go up to a person to try to talk to them? And usually, this game works a little bit differently. You've got your options, Y, X, A. I'm pretty sure that they were just kind of like in KOTOR, just kind of lined up like, in a row, in a column. There's so many times where those options just don't appear on the screen. And I'm like, where the fuck are they? And I'll press A to talk to the person again. I'm playing this on the Xbox One, by the way, and I'll select a fucking dialogue option that I didn't want to select. I mean, well, maybe I wanted to select it, but I probably didn't. I'd like to see the choices first, but they fucking disappear. And this happens too when you're trying to talk to your companions. The fucking dialogue options just disappear. And I'm like, there's so many parts in this game that are glitched up. And I'm like, Can they at least check them? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I really do enjoy this game. It's a lot of fun. There are some faults, and I'm not really, what do you guys think about a lot of the changes in Fallout 4 that were made from Fallout 3 and even New Vegas? Do you think that they were helpful changes? Do you think that they were well thought out changes, or do you think that they're just fucking stupid? Um, I don't think any of them are fucking stupid or anything like that, but I do think that they probably should have reconsidered some of their choices and, found ways of implementing new features without taking out old ones. And I gotta be perfectly honest, even talking it out about it right here in the fucking video, I do miss the karma system, and I really do wish that it would be in this game, but it's not going to be. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. This is a great game, and if you haven't already played it, I definitely fucking recommend it. It's a great fucking game and a great experience, and you will lose a lot of time playing this one. Alright, motherfuckers.